You didn't know it was live? Yeah, look, we're okay. It's okay. I'm gonna look. It'll be okay. Yeah, I got you. Got you. We're gonna do this. Okay.
All right.
Hi guys. Falling from grace. There we are, pal. Hey, what's happening? Welcome. 4 mics, 13 teeth, 1 ankle monitor. Podcast ministry of First Baptist Church here in Hogansville. Welcome y'all today. Have a really good friend of mine here today, Miss Ashley Witt. It's actually my wife's best friend. I'm so jealous. She talks to you more than she talks to me. I don't know. Anyway, so how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So we are here to talk about a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit, where you come, what's going on with you?
Let's see. 30-something years old.
Okay, understand?
I'm married and I have 3 children. I'm currently picking myself back up from a fall.
From a fall. Okay, so you say you're picking yourself back up. So you was actually sober at one time. Give me a little bit about your background, what you got, what you've been through, where you've been, what you've come through, and where you've been, and
Okay. I grew up in a household where I had everything I needed, pretty much everything I wanted.
Right.
But not a lot of love and affection, and so around age 18, I started looking for that love in all the wrong places.
Right.
I married my first husband a week after I turned 18. I was in college. I came home one day and there was a white substance on the table.
Right.
And I came in and I said, "What's that?" And they were like, "What do you mean? It's cocaine." And I said, "Isn't that illegal?" And they were like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just, and it kind of progressed from there.
Right.
I used heavily from the time I was 18 to the time I was 21. And then I found out I was pregnant with my son, who is fixing to be 18. And I quit cold turkey.
Right.
I stayed clean until he was about in the 6th grade. I'd been a stay-at-home mom all his life. Didn't really know how to handle some behavioral changes. I had added children along the way. I'm on my 3rd husband.
Your third husband?
My 3rd husband.
Which, by the way, I love to death.
I love him to death, too. But all of my husbands have been active users.
Right.
While I was with them. My husband is currently incarcerated.
Right.
Praying desperately for him every day.
But he's got his head on straight. I talked to him the other day when you was on the phone with him. He's seems to be headed back to the same direction. So
he is. I think the only thing that can keep us straight is, even when you fall, you have to pick yourself back up for one. But for me personally, the only way to pick yourself back up is with God.
Amen.
2 years ago, you were here with me.
Yes.
I was one of the female leaders of Celebrate Recovery.
Right.
I was a Sunday school teacher. I helped with Vacation Bible School and Wednesday night, and I loved all those things. That was my life.
Right.
But my husband was also in accountability court at the time. And so I think we kind of used that as a crutch. And then when one of us relapsed, the other one was like, "Oh, okay, you don't care, I don't care." And we relapsed together. And
right.
It's not, an easy thing. We could play the blame game. For myself, I feel like I should have been a stronger wife. And even though, one of us relapsed, then the other one should have been stronger.
Right. Well, though, yourself, though, that we can't save each other.
Correct.
Right. So, and, I can't save you. You can't save me. It's the only one that can do anything to us is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
So
we can certainly dream on
together. So have you ever been to rehab or anything?
I have tried rehabs before. For me personally, the accountability court that my husband went through, that was, it seemed to help him a good bit, and it helped our family.
Right.
I currently was just assigned to a accountability court myself. I'm starting family treatment court.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got admitted this week, and so I think I think people see these courts as, in different ways. Me personally, I see it as a way to help me handle some of the daily things that I have to do.
Right.
I have 3 children, 2 of which who have a lot of behavioral and mental issues.
Right.
My son was just diagnosed with schizophrenia. So, we just have to go day by day.
Step by step, right. And, in these accountability courts and the family treatment court, too, that's Judge Key, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, right. He's a lovely man.
Good Christian man.
Yes, definitely he is. But are you looking to add structure? Have you had structure before and just lost it? Or what? So what really led up to your relapse?
To my relapse? Well, for me, my relapse was...
Yeah, this is yours.
Is me.
Yeah,
son,
right.
My son is is 17, fixing to be 18. His whole entire life, and my other 2 children, their whole lives, I've been a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
They're all teenagers now, and so they were branching out and wanting to spend time with their friends and stuff. And I was getting kind of left behind, and
so you starting to feel lonely,
and I,
maybe abandoned a little bit.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of abandonment issues, and that's something that I suffered from my childhood as well.
Right.
So, I started trying to figure out who Ashley was, and somewhere along the way I had lost her, and it kind of made me freak out, like, oh, who is she? I don't know. My husband made the comment, well, baby, now you can do whatever you want to, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So
right. So you got locked up.
I did,
and which is it's okay sometimes. So do you feel like that you needed to be locked up?
Yes.
Do you needed that to happen?
I needed that, yes. I needed, the situation surrounding it was not all that great. But I think that the Lord uses everything for a reason.
Come on.
And my husband had OD'd on me twice. The last time he was in ICU for 3 days. They told me he could be retarded. I was like, well, that's not much change.
Love it.
But that he could be paralyzed or all kinds of things. And so I, started praying. I said, Lord, whatever it takes for our family to get back on the right track. Well, you get what you pray for. And I had to spend 6 months away from my family until God sent me an angel. And I'm truly an angel. I was bonded out by somebody I don't even know.
Right.
I've never met, but God sent them to me because it's, it's His will above all.
Right.
And He's going to make sure things happen the way they need to.
So, you talk about, you say you love your husband. Do you think that it's going to work? Because I just know that there's some certain situations, certain relationships in recovery. If you're both recovering addicts, it's really tough. It can either help you or hinder you. And a lot of times it doesn't help getting back in a relationship where somebody's the next addict. But y'all been through so much together that you know what each other needs. So I think it's going to be wonderful if y'all stand together.
I think so too. We're kind of the couple that when we're doing wonderful, we do extra wonderful, and when we do awful horrible. But I think that the relapse and the higher up you feel or you think you are, the harder the fall is.
Right. And
I felt like my life and my marriage was pretty darn close to perfect, and then just wham, friends started coming in and, oh, you're out of your accountability court. Here, have this. And you don't have to pay for it. Here, have this. And
them folks got to go though.
And exactly.
You can't let them back in. You cannot let these people back in. You can't run back to what God's already delivered you out of before.
Exactly.
Not saying that He won't come get you again, because He will. All we got to do, if we backslidden, if we go back the other direction, if we relapse, all we got to do is make that one step back to Him, and He'll say, "Hey, I got you," and then you can start the work all over again. And that's what you're doing now, right? Mm-hmm. So, what's going to change this time? Do you think? What do you need? What do you think you need to do this next time to stay sober?
Well, I think some of it has helped this time was that I've never, ever lived on my own, ever. So that's part of God's plan.
So he's done put you out there by yourself.
Put me out here by myself. Basically, right this minute, I'm a single mom with 3 kids, and I'm having to care for them and do things the best I can. And so he's teaching me, no, I'm not making that happen for you, but I want you to know that if you have to, if that's the way that it goes,
you're going to be okay.
I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah.
Right. Love it.
Most definitely.
Love it. So you're changing your mindset. So this all brand new, even though you've relapsed and you've been in recovery before. So are you going to keep doing what you're doing now?
Most definitely.
Are you going to add anything else to it? Are you going to try to, I know there's other places you can go during the week.
Right.
It's like we've told everybody, if you're not growing here at CR, if you're not growing in First Baptist Church, we encourage you to go to wherever you're growing, wherever you're comfortable, wherever you can help. And is that taco soup I smell? Is that you?
I might smell taco soup. I might smell cornbread too.
Okay. Good. I can't wait. So actually, you're getting back involved is what I'm getting to.
I am. I love that, and I think that's the most important part. Everybody falls. Everybody can get back up. But for me, that was the biggest thing, was getting back involved. When your mind is on positivity, right, positivity follows. But when your mind's on negative and negative things, then negativity follows.
So did this start while you were still locked up, or was it when you got out that you wanted to come back? Or you had already had your mind made up what you were going to do?
I had actually had my mind made up before I got incarcerated, but I was so shameful and felt so guilty because I had so many roles in the church, and because I felt like I had let everybody down. Right. I didn't want to show my face around here, kind of thing.
And that's what we do. We hide from, and we're actually trying to hide from God. It's not necessarily the people. We're trying to put up that wall in front of us that, I'm ashamed. I can't believe I ever did this again. I'm ashamed to ask for help again. But it's okay. That's what we're here for. And that's what God's here for in Jesus. But so you got back in the church immediately when you come out. That's
got to be your foundation. At least, everybody, everybody's got their own opinion, but we got the right opinion. You gotta you gotta have that firm foundation to rebuild on, because He is the rock, and you have to build your foundation on solid rock, or you'll sink.
I love it. So, what do you plan on trying to be a CR leader again? Are you working on it?
I would love to.
Have you talked to?
Let me rephrase that. I would be honored to. This program in itself, I don't have, besides my children and my husband, I don't really have any family. My dad passed away in December, and my mom's got dementia, so she doesn't really know what's going on. And that's one reason why I love this church so much in my CR program. Me and my family have been coming back to church for almost a month and a half now. Right. I have never once felt like anybody was talking about me behind my back.
Who's talking about you? You let me know if you hear somebody. Okay, we're going to check that.
I've never felt like anybody was talking about me behind my back, or that they were rude to me or anything. Right. Everybody here has just opened us back, welcomed us back with open arms, not only in CR, but the church as well. I would encourage anybody that needs a church home to come and try this one. It's very non-judgmental. I love
it. And this lady right here, Miss Ashley, and her husband, Gary Witt, they actually inspired me to be, to be who the direction I'm going in. Me and my wife, we looked up to y'all, and when y'all just went missing, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we do in our addiction. And it's not us, the true us. It's the drugs. It's it's the lifestyle, the environment, and and then that's when the shame falls and the guilt, and we don't want to turn back to our friends who are still saying, "Hey, we got you, we love you," the ones that are looking up to you, and I guess the shame and the guilt is a little bit heavier when you do have people looking up to you, and you fall. But that's the wonderful thing about the grace of God. It don't matter how far you fallen. All you gotta do is take that one step and get up, and he'll his hand is gonna be there to help us up. I can't wait to see what happens, when Gary gets out, I'm pretty sure you're going to stick to your guns and say, this is what we're going to do, or it's over with. Mm-hmm. Right. So you've told me before. So how are you going to approach him with this?
I've already kind of approached him with that, but what you just said, I want you to know that every time he calls, he asks me how you're doing.
Right.
And it may or may not matter, but he always tells me how proud of you he is.
Right.
And how great you're doing. And I think that the last relapse really made him realize too that, hey, I'm not living right. And
right.
Actually, if I'm honest, the reason why I came on back to church is he told me, he said, when I get out, I want to go to church.
Right.
That's not Gary. That's not.
You've never heard that come out of his mouth. I've never
heard that come out of his mouth.
Right.
I'm always
There's something else you've told me too that he said about he would never use again.
Yeah.
You've never heard him say that.
We've been together for 12 years, and he said he's never once. In fact, quite the opposite. I can't promise you, Ashley, that I will quit. But this time he's adamant that
How do you take that? As your spouse saying, I don't know if I'll ever be able to quit. Is that kind of Are you losing hope anywhere in there?
No, not. I mean, I did along the way, but now that he's saying differently, I hear people say jailhouse religion or jailhouse sobriety, whatever, but to me, it's answers to prayers. I've prayed, Lord, please restore the things that I lost. Please restore the things that I threw away.
Right.
It started out very slowly, but first thing I did when I got out, my son's, he's already 17, so first thing I did was find him. I got him. Last week on Wednesday, they gave me back my daughter.
Yes.
My 13-year-old, and then, or 14, sorry, Taylor Grace, 14. And then this past week, my mother-in-law is letting my 12-year-old come and stay with me 4 days a week so she can go to school and I can help her with her homework and everything. So my God is an awesome God.
So he's restoring you.
Most definitely every day. And his answer time is getting quicker and quicker.
I love it.
The closer we get to God, I feel like the less distance our things have to travel because we just can talk to him like me and you are talking right now.
Right. I love it. And you're exactly right with that. So, and that's why, our relationship with Jesus is very important to try to get, you want to be able to talk to him just like you just said, like we can talk to each other right now as friends. And that's how we need to talk to him. And that's the thing about falling from grace. It don't matter how far we've fallen, guys. Especially at First Baptist Church, we're going to, I know what he has done for me. So who am I to hold anything against anybody else that does anything? So I love it. I'm glad you're back. I love you. It's a beautiful day. Anything you want to give somebody some, little words of encouragement, look it up to? What's happening?
You got plenty of time to be here at 3 o'clock for Celebrate Recovery. I promise it'll be a blessing. And there's some good food. I don't know how I know, but there's some good food.
I love it. We love you guys. Jesus Christ loves you. I hope you'll have a blessed day.